Yo, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you at in the world. It's your boy, Tyrus Bang, aka The Definition, aka Snapzilla Gorilla. Coming at y'all with a quick live stream that I was supposed to do yesterday, but I was on the road and I didn't really feel like doing a live stream yesterday, so it is what it is. So how y'all doing this morning? Please hit the like button when you can get in here. And it's a beautiful day. It's like 73 degrees out here in South Carolina, which is apparently 11 degrees higher than normal. Hotter than normal, supposedly. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. Shit. In some places, it's colder than normal. Anyway, so let's get into this, you guys. I would like to say what's up to Cleasy. You doing good? I'm doing good too, brother. Jay with Open Eyes 4 is in the building, tired as fuck. Good for you. Xander, what's good? What's good, nephew? It's because a lot of illness in America is man-made. I'm going to get into that. Queen Camiran Fields, the beautiful queen. Peace and blessings. Hey, y'all go check out her channel, man. She has a great channel where she discusses mental health and all that good stuff, and behavioral things that you can do to improve your life. And she has so much poise. The way she talks is very calming, and it's like you want to listen. She has a lot of knowledge. She has an education, of course. So y'all go check out Queen Camiran if you want a different outlook on how to go about dealing with your everyday life. But anyway, and that has a lot. Queen Camiran, I would be very interested to know your take on this. Why autism is skyrocketing. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because there was an article that was brought up that talked about the rise in autism cases in the United States. And there are a few things that, and it talked about what the causes may be. But of course they're going to say they don't really know what the causes are. They're saying anything like, well, here's the thing. I remember when autism used to be cut and dry. If you were autistic, you're autistic. Now they have a spectrum. They have a spectrum of autism that includes Asperger's and all these different things. And it's almost like the genders, right? They added all these spectrums to gender. So when I talk about the spectrum, when I mention the spectrum, in this case, I'm going to be talking about autism. But I wanted to talk about one thing that was brought up in this article that I found very interesting. And then I'll get into what the causes may be. In the article, where, a research group did a study, they did some research into autism, and they're talking about how 1 in 3 men and 1 in 4 women get autism and are diagnosed. Now here's the thing. They're diagnosed with autism, and they're talking about the reason the skyrocketing may have occurred is because of diagnosis practices, right? How they added different things to what autism may be, right? They added all these spectrums. And I thought that was very interesting because the age group in which they talk about that people get diagnosed, that have been getting more and more diagnosed, the age group was like 26 and 34. Huh? So many people are getting diagnosed with autism from ages 26 to 34. And I thought about old girl that went on the Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay. The black actress, I forgot her freaking name. But she self-diagnosed herself with autism. And Now it's almost like these people don't take autism seriously anymore. You see, they try to muddy the waters of autism and try to make everybody wants to be autism. It's like almost, you look up and everybody's talking about how they're autistic. Yeah, I'm autistic. I'm on the spectrum. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm autistic for sure. And I'm like, do y'all even know what that is? Do we even know what autism is anymore? And why did we have to change what makes autism autism? Is it because we want people to be ill? You know what I'm saying? Does the medical community, does big pharma, does big medicine, big doctor, however you want to frame it, the medical industrial complex, do they want more and more people to be autistic? Because if more and more people are autistic, more and more people are sick, and that autism has to get treated, right? Because you're not going to treat the individual who you say have autism. You're going to treat the autism, right? You're going to treat the autism. You're not going to treat the autistic person. Because back in the day when I understood what autism was, the person got treated to try to kind of help them deal with their autism out in society and help them be more functional, right? I grew up with this young man. His name is Sean, right? Sean, that was my guy. He was autistic, an actual autistic person, and he was hella cool, man. Like, he was hella cool. He was somewhat functional, but unfortunately, he passed away because when he was 18, he went swimming, and his old grandmother, who was like in her 80s, was the only person there. So he was not only autistic, he suffered from seizures. He was epileptic as well. So he had a seizure while he was swimming and drowned, right? And his grandmother was too damn old to do anything. So, so really he did not die as an effect of, his death was not an effect of his autism. It was an effect of his epilepsy and him having a seizure. So it could have happened to anyone, with or without autism. But the bottom line is, you knew what autism was. Hell, there was movies about it, right? I think there was a movie called Witness or something like that. And then there was another movie, about the Amish kid, right? I think he was autistic or blind or something. I forgot. But autism, you knew exactly what it was. You knew what autism was. It wasn't no goddamn spectrum. If you was an asshole and didn't like people, or you were antisocial, withdrawn, introvert, now you're autistic. If people don't like you, they think you're an asshole. Like old girl from the Shay Shay. Oh, I'm an asshole, so I must be autistic. I think I know everything. I can't be told nothing. Now you want to be autistic. Now you want to be on the spectrum. Now there are some issues that people are having, right? Elon Musk, he has Asperger's. But when I listen to him talk, he's very intelligent. I wouldn't say he's necessarily, because a lot of autistic people, and I know this about Sean, Sean he would not give you any eye contact, right? He would not give you any eye contact. He spoke in a very particular way, very slowly, right? And he was childlike. He was childlike for his entire life, all the way up to 18, 19 years old. He was like he had the behavioral patterns and whatnot of a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old. But he was slightly functional. I mean, he could not live an adult life, but he was slightly functional. And you knew what that was. He had certain behaviors like rocking and whatnot. He liked to do this thing called the ladder dance, and he doing this, right? It was funny, but that was Sean. But now these people that are sitting here talking about they autistic now, you ain't no goddamn autistic. You just an asshole. You're an asshole, and you're an asshole, or you're whacked out of your mind, or you have a chemical imbalance or hormonal imbalance, and you don't want to address it. You just want to call yourself, it's a ghost diagnosis, right? In my mind, I'm no psychological person. I'm not a mental health specialist, but I do know when people are full of shit, right? I have some level of you know, not insight. What is that thing when you damn it, I can't forget. I remember words right now. Maybe I'm autistic. You know what? I'm autistic now. I can't remember shit, so I'm autistic, right? Yeah, yeah. It has nothing to do with you know, this goddamn screen in my eyes all day, and you know, the radioactive activity. So listen, y'all. What is that word? It starts with an E, I believe. God damn it. No, it starts with discernment. God damn it. Why can't I remember the word discernment? Anyway. So, when they talk about what the causes might be, they talk about policies, you know, in environmental stuff, right? But the diagnoses have increased in people from 26 to 34. How is it that you don't know that you're autistic until you're 26? Because back in the day, back in the 80s, when it was really starting to come into being, kids were diagnosed at age as soon as they're like 2 or 3 years old, because they weren't talking to people. You know, they didn't like affection. They did things like hold their head and do these things, and they made noises. They didn't like certain things, right? Certain things would irritate them to the point. God damn it, I went too fucking far. Things would irritate them to the point that they will wig out, right? They didn't like certain noises, or they didn't like people touching them. These people ain't going through that. These motherfuckers are just assholes. So we're supposed to believe that you're autistic because you're an asshole, or that because you have you don't understand social cues, you can't read the room, or you know, you need to go sit down and talk to somebody. You need to have a discussion. Now, you might be depressed. You might be depressed. You might need to do something about your life. You might need to make drastic changes that you don't want to make. That's what I think is really going on with all these 26 or 34-year-olds, right? A bunch of sensitive motherfuckers that can't handle shit, and any adversity, they withdraw within themselves and they don't know how to handle it. Or again, mental chemical imbalance, hormonal imbalance. And here's what I believe the causes might be. Your diet. What are you eating, right? What are you taking within your body? What's disrupting your hormonal imbalance? How's your thyroid? Is your thyroid intact? Are you taking in iodine, right? Because, you know, there are a lot of chemicals and all these things in the atmosphere that disrupt thyroid function. And if your thyroid function is disrupted, then you have hormonal imbalance, and this could make you do weird things. This could make you out of control. Devices. Are you on your device? God damn it. I got it. Now, are you on your device 24/7? Are you looking at screens before you go to bed? What are you doing? Are you detoxing yourself from all this technology? What are you going outside? Are you touching grass? Are you eating the right foods? Right? Are you pounding back sugary shit? You know what I'm saying? Are you consuming industrial seed oils? Are you inflamed? Do you have inflammation? See, these are things that people don't want to talk about. They want to talk about, oh, well, now you got to go and take these pills and put you on Ritalin and all this other shit. You know, ADHD, autism, you know, antisocial behavior, narcissism, all these things that they can tie to, and they say, oh, you're on the spectrum. It's just like physical diseases that ail people that could be addressed through the proper diet, you know, being active, the right type of activity, what you're consuming in the media, what you're consuming in food, all that type. I gotta pull over. I didn't miss my exit messing with y'all. I didn't miss my exit messing with you people. Hold on. So I mean, and look, I'm the way. Listen, let me tell you about me. You know, I'm an asshole, right? I can excuse my behavior of being an asshole by saying I'm on the spectrum. Anybody can be on the spectrum. All you got to do is go talk to the goddamn doctors, because they love diagnosing people with autism nowadays, right? What did they say? And I've been saying this is what they said. They said by 2030, 1 of every 2 children will be autistic. And is that a forecast or a goal? You have to ask yourselves these questions. Is that a forecast or a goal? You know, is that a forecast or a goal? Because how do you? I mean, what are we doing? What do we not understand about autism to where we don't know? We can't. You can't cure autism, right? You can't. All you can do is help people deal with it, right? How to help people deal with their autism. Because I know kids who were all actually autistic. There was really nothing to listen. They were autistic, man. Some were more functional than others, right? Just like I said with Sean, there was no spectrum back then. That was like I knew him in the 90s. There wasn't no goddamn spectrum. You were autistic or you weren't. It was very clear if you were autistic. Now they say one of every 2 children by 2030, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Queen Camille, and if that's not, what it is. But that's what they're saying. That's what they're forecasting. But I think it might be a goal. I think they, and all these goddamn grown ass men and women who don't want to deal with life, they want to be autistic. And they want you to say you're autistic. And let me tell y'all something. When y'all do that to yourselves, right? If you are looking to be autistic because you just want to remain an asshole, right? And you want people to sympathize with your assholism by calling yourself autistic, understand what you could be doing to yourself, right? Look, what could you be doing with yourself? Because now you're saying when you're autistic or you're on the spectrum that you can't, you have certain issues with functioning as an adult, and people can use that against you. I hope you guys understand that. They can use that against you, right? They can take your shit. They can, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be very careful about what these people are doing with these these diseases, right? It's like restless leg syndrome. What the fuck is that? Your leg can't stop shaking? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to drink some water. Maybe you're low on magnesium. Maybe you're maybe you have a pinched nerve. I don't know. But they want to give you this medication for restless leg disease that causes all these symptoms that can make it worse. You have restless leg syndrome, so you're gonna take this medication that can give you worse side effects than what you're treating. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to be autistic, or you want to be on the spectrum because you don't understand what's going on with you, because look, a lot of people, there are people out there where they behave outside the norm, right? They don't understand their peers, right? They might be beyond their peers in intellect, in thought process, right? And their peers, they are progressing normally, but you might be progressing much further than your peers, and you don't understand why you can't deal with them, right? So you might get anxiety from that, because hey, why can't I relate? Why can't I relate to these motherfuckers? These idiots. Why are there so many idiots my age running around? I can't hang out with these motherfuckers. You might think something's wrong with you. No, there's nothing wrong with you. You just might be a savant. You might be just you're much further out, right? You have a head start intellectually, and they can't relate to you because they're not ready yet. They're not there yet. Well, that ain't your fault. But you think something's wrong with you. No, you just you have to be around people that are on your level. You know what I'm saying? So you might be antisocial. You might be withdrawn because there's nothing that they can give you. There's nothing that these people, they have no benefit to you, right? You have to be around people and place yourself around people that you can relate to, that'll help you grow, that you can build with. And then there are people who they just, again, they have imbalances that can be addressed. It can be addressed. It can be addressed. Remove certain bullshit from your life. Detox. Detox from sugar. Detox from industrial seed oils. You know, be more active. You know, if you want to relieve stress, do something. Do something. Go shoot. Go shoot a gun. Go perform some archery or something. Go to the batting cages and hit some balls or something. Do something for yourself first. Like try to, address your own imbalances. Because something's off. You might have a lot of outbursts. You might be going off on people all the time. Well, shit, what do I need to do for myself? Your head might hurt. You might get a lot of headaches. Or you're inflamed. You're dehydrated. People need to stop. Look, yeah, I don't know, man. But this skyrocketing in autism might have to do with grown-ass men and women who don't want to deal with their situations, so they're looking to motherfuckers to tell them what's wrong with them. Oh, something's got to be wrong with me. I'm an asshole. I don't feel good. I'm going off on people. I don't want to be touched. I don't want people looking at me. And then there might be abuse in your past. You might have been abused sexually, or mentally or physically. And so those things are going to manifest themselves in particular ways. But that can be addressed too. You can address that with someone who actually has, some experience and knowledge in how to deal with that stuff. Because that's going to be something that diet and exercise can't. I mean, it'll help, right? But that's not going to completely alleviate that. You might need to talk to somebody that can understand what you're going through. People that actually want you to heal, not people that want your sickness to be treated. You want someone that's going to want to help heal you, not treat your illness. Anyway, now that I'm I can touch on you guys. What am I talking about? I can holler at you guys real quick. Sunshine was good. How you doing? Xander, so okay, let me go to the Tizop. Kamiran says receiving this diagnosis actually allows individuals to eligible for government assistance and numerous accommodations. I didn't want to say that, but because I knew that was the case for children. I didn't know if you were grown. I didn't know if that would be the case. Well, see, that makes sense. That makes sense. Manipulating the system, talking about you autistic because of this spectrum, it's easy to be diagnosed with it. So yeah, you probably gonna get some bread. Sunshine says for those who have dads and grandparents that served in the Middle East between 1980s, 90s, and early 2000s, many children ended up with cerebral issues and the limbs deformed due to the chemical exposure. There you go. There's that as well. Thank you, Sunshine, for bringing that up. Yeah, it does sound like a goal, doesn't it? Xander. Kamiran Field says, I have read that, and the problem is it provides providers who make this diagnosis, period. I agree. Yeah. These healthcare professionals, they get instruction from, all these big organizations, how to deal with shit. Like when the Modelo 19 was going rampant, the doctors got instruction from the CDC on how to treat Modelo 19 or how to treat people who had issues with breathing, and they put them on them things that the machines, and they were setting the machines incorrectly based on the CDC. instructions and blowing people's lungs out. That type of shit. It's fucking sad. Sunshine says low iron can cause restless leg. Yeah. Simple iron-enriched foods, organic vitamins, and avoiding high processed foods and sugary foods. Yeah. I can guarantee you. Now, well, let me not say guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that if you are suffering from some form of inflammation, or you're depressed, or you have behavioral issues, you might be having mood swings and all these other things, look at what you're putting in your body. Look at what you're putting in your body, especially if you haven't been like that your whole life. If you were a well-adjusted child growing up and you were a teenager and, you didn't get in a lot of trouble and, now all of a sudden you're an adult, and you've been, because see, as you were growing up, you kept consuming and consuming and consuming these foods, but you're a child and your body's resilient. Now that you're getting older and you're not going to grow, or, your body is like, okay, it's in homeostasis. We're going to, we're going to try to maintain what we got. Now that all that shit's going to catch up to you. Xander says currently 1 out of 36 people are autistic in the U.S. Yeah, that's wild. Unfortunately, this information is far too often denied to the public. Yeah, money is in the pills, exactly. Yeah, I mean, these are things that are real. Dementia can also be reversed and even cured via organic blueberries, kale, and deep leafy greens. So here's the thing. I know a guy, he had gout. He has gout, but he the inflammation from the gout gets reduced when he eats cherries. Like the swelling goes down and all that shit. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. We are all lab rats. We're all chemically attacked daily. Many ailments in the past several generations. Yes, Xander, I know what they're called. I'm just not going to say it because it might trigger the algorithm, and then they'll come and give me a strike. So when you say certain words, including that word, they want to come get you. All right, guys. Anyway, let me get up in here and another thing to look into: osteopathy. Right? Osteopaths, chiropractors. You might have some alignment issues with your spine that are compressing nerves and causing headaches, and all these things are connected to your behavior. Right? Your diet, your spinal alignment, all these things can affect your behavior, your mood. Inflammation will affect your mood. All these things are tied together, but they want you to think that behavioral conditions and behavioral and mental issues are strictly mental, and that your brain is just wired this way, and you got to take these pills, and you got to talk to this guy who wants to give you the pills. No, sometimes you might need an adjustment. You might need an adjustment that brings relief to your whole nervous system, right? Kamira says, what people won't tell you is that before we provide diagnosis, we are supposed to rule out all medical considerations, just as you were sharing with chemical imbalance and inflammation may be the problem. Exactly. Yeah, y'all go check out Queen Kamira, man. She's dope. Go check out her channel. Yeah, Sunshine. Certain STDs, cancers, respiratory. Yeah, we're creating labs. Facts. And with the advent of industrial seed oils and the sugar industry processing all this sugar that you want to put in your body, they want you to put in your body, all those things rose as well. So the lab is an open lab. It's an open lab. It's not where there are no controlled trials going on. No, there might have been controlled trials in contained labs before they put this shit out. But now you're right, we're all lab rats. They're putting all these chemicals in us. And now look how it's affecting us. And now when you throw in these goddamn these damn screens and these devices, which I also use, right? So, before, y'all look at me like a hypocrite, I know that I'm also a participant in the lab experiment. Yes. But like I said, when I transition to a different cell phone provider, I'm getting me a flip phone. So that I'm going to slowly wean myself off all this technology. So at some point, the only time I will be doing live streams is in front of a laptop. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, once I stop working for this company I work for, I will no longer need my work phone. So I will only have a flip phone and maybe a tablet. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I got to stay tapped in a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for hitting the like button. So that's my take on this skyrocketing in cases of autism. You know, that's just my take, because I do realize because, and I'm glad they put this article out, because with the research that was done, when I saw that it was 26 to 34-year-olds, I'm like, well, hell, all the autistic people I know, they were diagnosed when they were mad young. So thank you guys for coming through and listening. And what people don't know is many food and pill corporations actually own the cancer-causing chemical corporations. Well, yeah, including the yogurt company. So, you know, there's like only 3 or 4 big companies that own all this bullshit. So yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys, man. So just listen to before y'all go. Diet, exercise, man. The way you eat, the way you move, all that good shit. Spinal alignment, right? That's why I'm going to this chiropractor. Spinal alignment, you know what I'm saying? All these things affect your behavior. It affects your mood. It affects all that stuff. Because the better you feel inside, right, with your nervous system and with your blood flow and, you know, how your heart beats, you know, all these things, how your brain functions, even though I know I have a lot of short-term memory loss going on. I don't fucking know why. I need to start looking at certain things. Why am I forgetting little words like discern and names? And I need to look into that, because this started. I used to have an excellent memory. My memory is excellent. I still have excellent long-term memory, but I never had an issue really with short-term memory. So there's something I need to look into for myself. So anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe, and we gonna keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.